Welcome to Rico Savvy TV, man. We back at you guys with another one, man. And today, well, again, we have another legend and artist that was in the industry. And he's going to tell it all. We're going to get into this clip about how conniving and just terrible, evil, corrupt the industry could be if you're in the wrong hands, if you don't have the right people around you. And genuine people like producers, or your even people that handles your finances to your masters and major record labels, the staff and the mainstream record labels and stuff like that. Like if you don't really have somebody that's truly care about you, you can get taken advantage of, man. We see it all the time. Let's get into this clip, man. A little Flip gets into it and he drops inside information on the industry and what goes on and what most of these rappers be doing, man. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Because I know majority of these rappers.
Start this from scratch. Out the art of dialogue.
You made a comment about how you was one of the few rappers that never sold their soul. What made you say that?
Because I know majority of these rappers. Yeah. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. You know what I mean? I know the real. You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos and on TV, but I just know. I know what I know, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that ain't being righteous and they ain't keeping it infinity, because keeping it 100 ain't enough. That's a limit. You go with me, you got to keep it infinity. So it's just a lot of people, man, that's just, selling their soul and selling themselves short and distracted with the wrong things. So, it is what it is, man. This industry is a very evil industry. You know what I mean? Like it's very evil, man. So you got to really surround yourself with people that think like you or bigger than you. So it's a nice amount of, I ain't gonna even say nice. It's a lot of rappers that sold their soul and, they let money dictate everything they do. They value money more than they value humans. I ain't participating in no bullshit. If it ain't righteous, I don't want to be a part of it, man. I'm not gonna snake my people and I ain't gonna snake my people and I can't sell my people out and I ain't gonna sell myself out. Fame ain't that important, man, for me to just do anything. It's cool. I'm used to the attention.
Yeah, that's crazy for me to hear you say that, man. So rappers is really out here selling their soul for success. That's a real thing.
For sure. Yeah. Behind the scenes selling their soul or snaking somebody who deserves opportunity.
And have you ever been approached to do anything out of pocket?
I've been approached to have somebody come to my house and pray. And like, hey man, this guy, he's like he gets spirits out and he wants to come and pray. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I want to continue to pray the way I've been praying. I don't know who he believe in and what he believe in, but he can't come in my house. So peace. I kept God in what I got going on. I kept God. I keep God in what I got going on. I don't love money. I talk for myself. I come from a family that programmed me and trained me to be out in this world and out in the streets and knowing how to maneuver. So you can't lure me with no money or nothing like that. Like meaning like if I don't want to do the deal, I ain't gonna do the deal. The difference between me and a lot of artists is I started doing music for God. My grandmother played the piano. I was in the church. I sung in the choir. I played the drums, played the piano, sung in the choir for God, went to different churches and sung here and there, right? For God, doing music in the studios, making gospel music, making hip hop. But I started off doing music for God. So I'm not going to let money dictate every move I make when it comes to music. It's a blessing for me to be able to create. The money is going to come. So I just pride myself in treating people right, and relationships outlast money. So you treat people right and you move the correct way, you'll have longevity. So for any artist or anybody that's a hater or just a fan or whatever you are, if you feel like some of your favorite artists fell off, sometimes you got to just go take a trip down there and link up with them and see how they living. Because I can speak for the artists that's in Texas. We still getting money. We still working. We still touring. We not broadcasting everything we do, but we winning still on God.
Yeah, so shout out to Lil Flip, man. We're gonna get into another. Oh, where did my screen go? We're gonna get into another clip. Shout out to Lil Flip and the Art of the Dialogue. Great interviews, man. We're gonna get into another clip. Lil Tony, right? Another rapper, Lil Tony, shares his experience in the industry involving, you know, them trying to get him to sell his soul. And it's a little scary because, you know, we see these rappers all the time and they talk about this stuff. And we now have a oversupply of rappers that end up the same way. All right, let's get into this clip. Yeah, give me 1 sec. All right. Now, sorry for the delay, y'all. All right, so there's a brother here who goes off on the internet talking about these industries and the rappers that most of these people's favorite rappers. I ain't really. Who do you really think they are? All right, let's get into this.
For life, but you know, at the time I wasn't really listening to that because we be kids, we be arrogant, so I wasn't listening. But quarantine hit, and I was just bored, so I started trying to rap, and I was actually slick good at it, so I just kept going.
Yeah, and just said so in quarantine, kind of was like when you were just like, "Hey, I'm gonna start rapping," and how?
So that's my first time getting that type of money by myself. The only other time I got some money like that was for my label.
Yeah, like when they paid you.
We gonna do this.
And you the one doing the podcast. You the one doing the editing. You the one. This is my point saying. I make my own beats. I'm the one putting people on all these boys on money. And I ain't even telling you. See, we can go deep. We can go deep with it. This is what got me right here. Not only did I turn them up, it was another engineer. I was saying that is, it went from me getting kicked out of the house to getting deeper in the street to,
and it was changing.
No, you probably seen the story I was telling about me getting booked for a photo shoot and having a real encounter with the devil. So
wait, you had an encounter with the devil?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that. Can you like?
They booked me for a photo shoot. This is what made me start getting into God.
Yeah,
right before I got locked up again.
Yeah.
This is how I knew God was talking to me though. I was straddling the fence still on belief. This is why I was telling you I didn't know what to believe because I was getting into all the spirituality. I ain't know what to believe. And God sent me a real encounter. So I went up. I got booked for a photo shoot. They took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They have OD cars. They got a 3-seater McLaren. They got a Ferrari. And I'm asking them like, how y'all get all this money? How y'all do this? They like, We do demonic rituals. I'm laughing. I'm like, no, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, nah, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? He say, the Illuminati never talked to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at him. Like, bro, you playing game. Like, why y'all playing with me? Stop playing. Like, how y'all getting this money? He like, bro, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all the initiation. I'm like, what? I'm like, who is that? What is you talking about, gang? He was like, he giving me a list of people who all did it. I'm gonna keep it PG-13. He was basically saying either you let them peg you or you do oral, and you'll get whatever you want. Tell them what you want. If you want to be the next big actress, next big whoever, I can take you to somebody, and all you gotta let them do is just do what they want to do to you, just for a night. Do some gay, basically do some gay. That's what he was telling me. I'm like, hell no, you playing, gang. You playing. So I'm still not trying to believe this. And he like, this when they get to laughing, they like, oh, we need to take him to the booty club. I'm like, man, stop playing with me, bro. He like, bro, I can make it happen. Now, while they doing all this, I'm trying to call my Uber. We on top of the mountain though. So I don't got no service. So I'm like, all right, I see which one needs to work on me. They take off. The people who booked me, they take off. Like I tell them, I'm like, all right, y'all can take me to y'all Korean barbecue. I'm telling them this because they was telling me, they was like, when I start calling my Uber, my flight was finna take off. So they was like, man, your flight finna take off anyway. Let us just get you a hotel and you can come get some food at our Korean barbecue. I'm like, at first I was like, nah. But then I ain't had no service to get downstairs. I mean, get down the hill.
Right.
So I'm telling them, take me down to the bottom of the mountain. When I'm not telling them this, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna let them take me to the Korean barbecue. Then when we get down there, I'm gonna just call me an Uber and go. So I tell them, I'm like, take me down to the Korean barbecue. They're like, okay, Shmoo, good. Okay, boom. The people who booked me left. After they leave, I'm in the car with the other dude that they called up to have a photo shoot with me or take pictures, because he come up and he like to take pictures with celebrities to make him look like he was rich or famous. I get in the car with him in the 3-seater with Claire. This man, as we going down, see, on the way up, we go all the way up.
Y'all, this for young artists. Y'all, pay attention to what he's saying, man, and know the contract you're getting into. Don't get into no 360 contract. Now we have a lot of game from the producers now that talks about going independent. Some talk about going with a major label. I suggest only going with a major label with reputable people, because you have umbrellas. Universal owns a majority of them, and we already know a lot of deaths that came out of some of those companies. But listen to what this brother's saying, man. If you're an aspiring rapper, man, this is how it goes on. Not all these rappers are lying, and a lot of these people you look up to, this is what they do.
Like in the swivel, like all the way around the mountain.
Yeah.
On the way down, we take a right. So he not going the same way that we came up. I'm like, what the hell? So then that's what I try. I'm like, okay. I'm like, take me to go get some McDonald's, gang. I'm like, Ishmael, I want to go get some McDonald's. He said, we're not going to take you to get no McDonald's. We spent all this money to get you up here. It's face change, gang. In front of me, you see Venom? Like,
Yeah. Like
Spider-Man?
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Kind of like that. It wasn't like OD, like long, like the veins, OD long got his face. It was probably about this wide. Like, face change. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about like right here. Like, all I can say, bro, it was like, kind of like the Sandman. Like how you'll see somebody morph into something.
Yeah.
It's like that. It threw me all the way off. So I'm confused now. I'm like, okay. I didn't know how to get out the car. I would have been got out the car. We in the 3-seater McLaren, so it's like a button you got to push to get up out of there.
Gotcha.
So he backing in. Now he backing into somebody driveway. He smack a mailbox. So now he hit the button and he get up out of there. He hit the button and get up out of there. I see the button. I'm getting up out of there too. I hit the button. Guess what? It's a mailman come out of nowhere. I run up to him. I'm like, hey, bro, let me get in the back of your truck. He looking at me like, well, yeah, no. I look at him. I'm like, bro, just let me get in the back of your truck, bro. Like, please, just take me down. Take me down to the bottom. Please, just take me down to the bottom. It was God. He took me down to the bottom. Like, if I was him, I wouldn't have took me down to the bottom. Some random trying to get in the back of my truck. Hell no. He took me down to the bottom, and I called an Uber, and I just left. The whole thing was just, I felt it in my spirit. Soon as I got up to the top of that mountain, it was something
There was
off.
something wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never seen no motion like that. Like, where I'm from, like, 100,000, that's smooth. Like, we hunt, that's hood rich. You get you 100,000, you up 100,000, get you a nice car, a little spot, you good.
Yeah.
These folk having real money.
So you knew, like, based on their stats, that there was something wrong. And
It wasn't even that. It was the fact of how when I got up there, first of all, that whole mountain just felt funny. Then when it was time for me to go, it started kicking in. When I was trying to get my Uber and I seen that they had me at the top of the mountain, no service, no nothing. And they came up here. Out of everybody, they came up to the one spot. I'm like, man, hell no.
you knew something was off.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you even then, like, you knew from that moment, like, man, I can't be doing that. Even before you were fully submitted to Christ, and now looking back on it, it's crazy how, like, the devil will overplay his hand, and then you, like, literally, this guy's like, yeah, bro, we do demonic rituals, and it's like normal, and you're like, what? That's crazy. And now you're serving the Lord, and you're just like, dude, these guys. I think there's a big encouragement there just to let, like, our battle's not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, and I really believe the devil's overplaying his hand now. And
He definitely is. That's basically what I was saying, though. I just want to give my testimony. The reason I'm telling this story is because it comes from me. Like, where I'm from, I ain't gonna say necessarily believe in the devil, but we don't really pay attention to the devil. Like, it's not big. We trying to get some money and stay out of the way. That's it. Get some money, get fly, stay out of the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me to actually see that in my face, I was just, see, what I'm trying to say is this coming from me, bro. If you know me, you know me. If you don't know me, then the people on camera, you ain't got to believe me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you know me, you know I don't do no capping. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I don't just lie. I don't just talk.
Yeah.
I really saw this.
I believe it.
And it made me, that's what made me know that the devil and God was real. But that's what made me start to understand what is the real God. Since the devil real, what is the real God?
Yeah.
And within this last year and a year, that was done 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was like a year and a half. But within this year and a half, that's what's been getting me closer to God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you saw the darkness.
I seen it.
And now you're in the light with Jesus.
This is why I have to use my influence for good, like how you do.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna wrap it up, man. I just wanted y'all to get some of that knowledge from these upcoming artists who get wrapped up with some certain people in the industry that are the gatekeepers, basically the pawns that does all the dirty work, and they start trying to groom you. They send certain people at you. First, they start off small in steps. They still send a stylist at you. Maybe you send, I don't know, maybe a driver at you. Who knows, right? But they send people to test you out and let them know. Come back with some information. Look, this dude was with it. You know what I mean? When you're young and vulnerable, don't get into a 360 deal. This is some game for the youngest, man. Build your brand, self-brand. Get your streams up. Own your own masters. And only work with major labels, like the major ones that's trustworthy, like I said. Producers or whatever, and reputable names. You know what I mean? If you get into the hands of Dr. Dre, you're good. Get into the hands of JD, good. People like that, Lil Wayne. So, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You young rappers, man. Before you get into any deals, read the contract, know the contract. Go and have a lawyer look over the contract. Understand what you're getting into. And it ain't all what you think, man. But I'm out of here, y'all. Do me a favor, y'all. hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm out of here, y'all. Love you guys. Peace.